Hello, welcome back to Planet Zoo, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a series where we are making a series of gardens. I'm just having a look what we did last episode here, so I'm just using the camera feature to walk on the paths and get a real first person view of what it will look like walking through these gardens. I'm really proud of how this has turned out, and I think the plants spreading onto a path give a nice established feel to the gardens. I love the way how the sun shines through the trees there. I love the game. I think the game does a very nice job of simulating what it would look like in reality. So in this episode, obviously these gardens aren't finished, so we're going to aim to finish them in this episode, although in the next episode we will have to do a tiny bit more on them, but hopefully not that much, and hopefully it won't take the whole episode. So I'm going to go into the butterfly house here and explore it and then get to building. Just thought it was necessary to have a bit of reflection on what we've done so far, and I think it was a good showcase of how this build has turned out, especially these butterfly gardens. Although this is a blueprint, I do feel that it brings the whole build together and has a centerpiece for the butterfly garden. So, just in the butterfly house now, as you can see, there was a butterfly on that lady's hand, and just looking at the butterflies here. The camera does freeze for a bit here, but it fixes itself. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I tried my best to edit it out, but it's still a bit of lagginess in there. This episode does have the most footage out of any episode I've ever done for this series before, because I was really trying hard to complete the butterfly garden, but I did decide eventually, because all this is on times 7 speed, that I will finish it next episode, and maybe I was cramming a bit too much into this episode. I'm just working on the piece of garden outside of the butterfly house here, just adding in these butterfly bushes and scattering them around. Now adding in these purple plants. I think it goes well with the pink, and so does this blue I'm adding now. I was looking for any more orange plants, but I didn't manage to find any which would look nice in the garden, so decided against it in the end. I'm now just gonna fill this space completely with these red plant bush kind of things, similar to what we've done in other sections. I think it helps be a nice filler to what's happened to that square. Now just removing some of the plants underneath the hedge, but leaving some in just to give it a slightly established look. Now just trying to hide some of the terrain scars by the walkthrough exhibits, and I'm now just extending the path here. I was trying to add a narrow turn into the path here, but it didn't really work, so I just decided to bring two paths close together and join them with one section of path. This butterfly exhibit I will make it so you can walk through. But what this does mean is there is a small section of path which is completely straight, but I think I managed to hide it pretty well. Most of them are just going to be off in the distance, and all the butterflies outside are just going to be 2 species of butterfly, which are more European, so that doesn't look like there's too many tropical species. I was just adding in the red flowers there in rows, just to add a filler. And same here, I was kind of running out of ideas of what to do, but I do some more intricate designs for the sections in the centre of path later on in the episode. I'm just adding the tree there to fill it in a bit. I'm just trying to replicate similar to what I've done in other sections of the garden here, but it was hard to work with because it was quite a narrow gap. Now just adding in some trees here, and I'm going to add in these purple flowers in straight rows here. I think it goes nicely with the pink flowers to the left of it here. There is a variation in the gaps between some of the rows, but I think that gives a look, helps give a look that it's not exact and there is human error in it. Just adding in these red filler plants to that small section there as well. Now just adding in the butterfly bushes again. I'm now just looking which species of butterfly will fit in the place where this garden is set in Europe. I went with the European peacock and the old world swallow in the end. For some reason, when I added them to the exhibits, even though I'd already changed all the walls to transparent, it changed them back, so I have to change them all back in a minute again. I was just seeing if I could turn any of those things off, but you can't, and I didn't think it really matters that much because they're all in a different orientation anyway. There's going to be plants surrounding it as well. Just adding a path around that one there as well. Just trying to hide the join of these two paths here, but it is I couldn't really do it that much because there is a straight line and you can't really hide it, so just adding in all these different flowers to this section of the garden here. Now just adding in these blue flowers. Now just adding in these yellow trees here. I think it helps bring the whole build together. Just adding in these pink flowers here as well. I think it helps hide the pieces of scenery in the butterfly exhibit. Just adding in these red bushes here as well. In the next episode, where the palace is, that's where I'm going to fill in. And also I'm going to add the archways between the two gardens as well. Just adding some plants here as well. I was just seeing then, when you zoom out, that some of the plants disappear, but it's not the end of the world, because most of the time we'll be looking at it is from first person view anyway. Just trying to get all these flowers to nicely go with the outline of the building. Just adding some trees here. Adding some plants there. And just trying to hide some of this, but I will work on this at the next episode. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe. Bye. See you next week for another episode.